and welcome back to the Be Nerdy Booktube channel. And I have a loose strand of hair. There we go. And today I am here with my 2020 reading goals. And this is also my hashtag Start on Your Shelfathon kind of setup. So starting on that, I am doing a readathon for the whole year of 2020. It actually started on December 18th, and it is the Start on Your Shelfathon. I will leave the link to the website down below. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is post a video or a Twitter post or an Instagram post with the hashtag Start on Your Shelfathon and tell us like more or less what your goals are. The goal is to actually read through your collection and get those numbers on your physical TBR or whatever way down. So you have to start with books you already own. Of course, like throughout the year, you can add some or, dwindle some. It's whatever you want. You make your goals, okay? So basically what you have to do is, or not what you have to do, but what if you want, you can create a spread, and this works with stars. The more books you read, the more stars you have. So I actually created my spread on my bullet journal like this. So I just made now you can see it. I just made a sort of night sky with this dégradé, and I made it 2 pages, but if I want to, I will add more. And then I have here my stars, like my key. So if I put a gold star, it means it's a new favorite. If I put a blue star, it means I reached the goal. If I put a pink star, it means it's from my ebook collection. And if I put a silver star, it means it's from my physical collection. Now, my goals for the readathon, my first goal is to actually read 20 books from my bookshelves or my Kindle collection, because I have, I think, nearly 400 books on my Kindle, and I have, I don't know, maybe 300, 400 books on my shelves as well. So I have a lot. And of both my shelves and my ebook, I may have read around 2,000 combined. So I have a lot to go through. But my first goal is 20, and then I'll just go through increments of 15. So 20, 35, 50, and so on. Of that, there's also kind of a personal goal of actually reading like half of what's on my bookshelves. I have a lot of them, and I also have the goal of finishing up series. So one of the goals I have is to finish the Throne of Glass series, which I'm only missing the last book. And I want to start and finish the Folk of Air series. I want to finish the Arc of Scythe series. I want to finish the Wayward Son duology, and to actually finish all the books from the Grishaverse, which I haven't. So yeah, there's a lot of little tiny goals, and if I don't know, I wanted to do like a quarterly catch up on my Start on Your Shelfathon, just to make it like simpler, but I don't know how that's gonna work. But on my personal reading goals for the year, my yearly plan is to read 75 books this year. So far in 2019, I am at 79. As of now, I am planning to reach 82 if everything goes accordingly to plan. So 82 is the goal until the end of the year. Mind that I have 2 days left, so we'll see what we can do. And I have 20 books / series that I want to read in 2020, which I'm gonna share with you now. But yeah, other than that, I obviously want to read these 20 books / series. And other than that, I cannot buy books. Like, I can only buy 1 book after I have read 5 from my physical collection. So if it's a physical copy, it counts. If it's an ebook copy, too bad. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I do need to pace myself in buying books, because I get excited and I kind of go awry with that. And I also want to take the personal resolution of reading at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, because some days I read a lot, but some days I'm just so busy and my breaks are just going on my phone or watching a bit of TV or playing a bit of The Sims, and I want to capitalize those breaks, like from study or from working, and read. For now, let's just go into my series that I want to share with you about. So, first series, and that I have mentioned already, is to finish the Arc of Scythe series. I do have Scythe as a physical copy, and I have Thunderhead as an ebook, but I don't have the toll yet. And I'm only getting the toll after I finish both Scythe and Thunderhead. It's by Neil Schusterman. I'm pretty sure all of you know about it, but you are in a world where mortality doesn't exist, and so as a mean of population control, there are these people who are called scythe who can glean people, which means basically kill them. Second series, and that I have already talked as well, is the Folkavere series by Holly Black, which is composed of the Cruel Prince, the King, the Cruel Prince, the Wicked King, and the Queen of Nothing. I know it's about two sisters, and they're half fae, but they're mocked because they're kind of half human. And I know there's a prince, and that's all I know. Honestly, I do own both the Cruel Prince and the Wicked King as physical books, so yay for me. Next up, we have the Miss Peregrines series by Ransom Riggs, and I do own 4 books. This is basically an orphanage sort of thing for people with special powers, and they go on adventures, I assume. I only know about the story of the first one, and that's because I saw the movie. Next up, we have the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. I am almost done with Rune and Resin by Leigh Bardugo, which is the final book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And so I do want to start Six of Crows and the Crooked Kingdom in 2020 and finish them, and hopefully get to King of Scars, because the second book in the King of Scars series is coming out this year as well. So let's. Next up, we have the Nevernight Chronicles, which are composed by Nevernight, Dark Dawn, Nevernight, God's Grave, and Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff. I love Jay Kristoff. I have read the Illuminate series, and I'm currently reading Aurora Rising, and yes, I love him. Like, at least the author duo, I really, really like. So I heard this is a very grim story about assassin school and the girl and a shadow cat, and that's all I know, and that's all I want to know. Next up, we have the Keeper of Lost series collection by Shannon Messenger. There are 8 books as of now. I know there's a 9th book. I don't know if there's going to be 9 books or 10 books, but something along the way. It's about a girl named Sophie, and she has telekinesis, I believe, and she can also read the minds of others. I think she's half elf, and so she goes into this new world with some people, and Reagan from Peru's project is hyping them up so badly, and I'm like, please, I want to read them. I have the entire collection on ebook just because of that. Next up, we have the Magnus Chase series. Now, this one is not set in the stone because I am doing a read-along of all Rick Riordan books. We are actually going to read Mark of Athena in January, and so we are going like at the speed of 1 book per month. For the Heroes of Olympus series, we still need to read the Magnus Chase and the Trials of Apollo series, so I don't know exactly when we'll get there, if we'll get there this year, but we may just, I don't know. This one is kind of fleeting. Next up, we have the Handmaid's Tale trilogy by Margaret Atkinson. No, I don't know. I have the book, okay? So The Handmaid's Tale and the Testaments. And I do like the idea of a society that uh, kind of downgrades women, and I don't know, it seems very realistic and to the extreme point, okay? But I think it will be fun to see how it compares to other books that I have that have the same theme. I read The Grace Year last month, and I have Vox in my physical collection, so I kind of want to compare them. I also have the Handmaid's Tale, the first book, as a physical copy. I don't have the Testaments yet, but I don't know if I'll get it or if I'll get it as an ebook because I'm running out of space on my shelves, and my mom is like, "I'm gonna kill you! You have so many books." We're at that point. Next up, we have An Ember in the Ashes series by Saba Tahir. I know this is about two unlikely people teaming up and like hijacking a castle, something like that. I have the first book because Hannah from A Clockwork Reader was hyping it, and I found it on sale, so I want to read it. Next up, we have The 10th Girl by Sarah something. This is a horror story that is like set up in a school, and I like it's kind of a legendary stuff, and then there's ghosts and paranormal and horror and I'm here for it. I love those kinds of stories. Next up, we have the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco, and there's 4 books to this series. The first one is Jack the Ripper, which is my favorite serial killer of all the time. On that note, I do want to read The Five, I think that's the name. It's a nonfiction book. It's the one that won the Goodreads Awards. It's about the lives of the 5 women that were positively killed by Jack the Ripper. And I do want to read it because I am a huge fan of the whole case and the fact that they never caught him and everything. I have a ton of books about Jack the Ripper, and so I do want to read more, and I want to see how Carrie Maniscalco takes this legendary figure into fiction. So I'm hyped. This is also historical fiction, which is a genre I don't usually read, so that's gonna be fun. Next up, we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Again, I want to read everything Leigh Bardugo wrote, except the Tales of something. I'm not interested in that. And this is about a like Yale and Harvard societies, and there's 9 of them, and the ninth society serves to control all the others. So I'm interested in that. Next up, we have the Chronicles of Narnia. This is a series of 12 books, I believe, written by C.S. Lewis. And I love the movies. I love the story. I really want to know more about this world and the differences between the books and the movies. I think that will be so much fun to actually see. Then we have his Dark Materials series. So Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. I'm not so sure if those last two are not switched, but we're following Lyra Blackwell, and in a world where like kids can, well, we all have a demon, and kids can change their demon because their souls aren't set. It's something like that. I have seen the movie. I love the movie. I have played the games. I love the games. So, yes. Next up, we have the House of Night series. I did start reading this in 2019. I read up to book 5. I'm curious to see where this is gonna go because this is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. The books are not that great by any means. They are really a product of their time, and what at the time was super innovative, today is just like, I have seen this type of thing done 20 different times. And I think that it would be satisfying to actually finish the collection. So I only have 7 to read. Maybe I can fit them maybe on my vacation because they're easy and quick to read. I don't know. Next up, we have Perfume, The Story of a Killer by Patrick Suskind. I was gifted this on Christmas, but I will make a video about my Christmas gifts because I did one for my birthday and it was really fun. So I do want to do one for my Christmas gifts. I think it's just awesome, and I love seeing those kinds of videos, by the way. So yeah, just contributing with content I like, you know. Uh, but basically, we're following a boy, and he was born in the middle of a fish selling stall, and so his sense of smell is highly accurate, and he starts killing women for their smell, and he loves their smell, and so he starts killing them and preserving them and making perfumes. The film is super grim. I have watched it 4 times or 5. I really like it, and so I'm very, very curious because everyone I know, like my stepdad and people who actually read but are older than me and have seen the movie and have read the book, everyone says that the movie is really good, but the book takes it to the next level, and I'm like, I'm all here for it, honestly. Next up, we have Cersei by Madeline Miller. This is a lesbian love, I believe, retelling about Cersei, the witch thingy. She's one of the goddesses of witchcraft, and she is, I believe, daughter of Zeus or of Poseidon with some sort of Titan. I don't know. She's a minor goddess, and she is sent to this island where she turns men into pigs. And actually, her arc is my favorite in the Odyssey, like the parts that we actually studied in school. I love the Isle of Cersei. It was my favorite. And in the Lusíadas, which is a Portuguese work which we also study, I really like Cersei's arc as well. So me and Cersei have a connection. Maybe I'll like this book too. Next up, we have The Bells, and I know there are 2 books. I think there's a third one coming out, and they are in this world where people are pretty and they're like treated as like they can change people to be pretty. I don't know. I think there's a competition involved, and I'm here for it. I just want to see if I actually still care about the book. I know I was super excited when it first came out, but I just want to see what's it about, actually. Okay, so last 2 is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. This is a Cinderella retelling from the perspective of one of the half sisters. Like Cinderella dies or something. It's something like that. I really, really like it. I actually started hearing it on Audible, and yes, we start following the fates. So I'm all here for it, and oh my god, yes. I love retellings, if you can't tell. Finally, we have the A Darker Shade of Magic series by V. Schwab. I have read the Vicious, like the Villain's Duology by her. I love the first one, didn't care so much about the second one. And I am reading the Cassidy Blake series by her as well. Read the first one, so cool. Trying to read the second one, which will happen somewhere in 2020, because I just really like it. And yeah, so this is my 2020 reading goals. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what are your reading goals for this year. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!